What's going on YouTube? It's Jeff Tuffner here, and you know what? SmackDown last night had me just laughing my fucking ass off. It, Jinder fucking Mahal is the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. At Backlash, Randy Orton, Jinder Mahal, WWE Championship. And it looks like they're actually serious about this. It looks like they're actually serious about this whole Jinder Mahal thing. Because actually they formed some type of stable with him and the Bollywood Boys. They showed up on SmackDown. It looks like they're going to be a part of SmackDown. It appears they're going to do some type of stable. So they could be serious with this Jinder Mahal thing. Who the hell knows? Jinder Mahal could be the fucking WWE champion in about a month at Backlash. Because, I don't even know. And I don't know. All of a sudden I'm hearing that the WWE Championship isn't even on the line in that House of Horrors match at Payback in like next week or whatever against Bray Wyatt. And now I'm hearing it's just a House of Horrors match. The title's not even on the line. I don't know if that's true, because why would Randy Orton be on the Raw pay-per-view if the title's not on the line? Like, that makes zero sense if so ever. But anyway, like I was saying, SmackDown, I thought SmackDown was actually awful last night, to be honest with you. I've enjoyed SmackDown, but SmackDown sucked last night. You almost would have thought they switched writers with Raw, because Raw was much better than SmackDown this week. I mean, it was a struggle getting through SmackDown last night for me. I mean, there were very few things I enjoyed from the show. It just wasn't that good of a show. But I think they're actually going to find themselves eventually. I think it's kind of hard for them because they don't have a pay-per-view until Backlash, which is in almost a whole month. So they have like a bunch of time, and this always happens with this brand split now. Now you have these this humongous amount of time between shows, between pay-per-views. So I can see why right now they're kind of in a spot like it's just rough. They can't get anything going, and I could see that. I'm almost like, I think they'll find themselves in about maybe 2 weeks. Give them a few more weeks, this whole superstar shakeup, let that fall out or whatever, get things going. I think they'll be better. But like last night was brutal to watch. I mean, it was just a rough show. I mean, the only thing I was just laughing my ass off at Jinder Mahal winning the fucking match. I mean, what the hell is going on right here? But anyway, the show opens. Shane McMahon. Well, it doesn't open with Shane McMahon. Charlotte's out there, and then Naomi comes out, and then they start fighting, and then it's announced they'll have a match, and if Charlotte wins, she gets a shot at the title next week. So they're doing title matches next week because there's no pay-per-view and all. Anyway, Charlotte does win the match. Pretty decent back and forth match between the two, and I wouldn't be surprised Charlotte's gonna probably win the title next week, because I mean, if the Raw writers switched, how the Raw writers booked Charlotte over on Raw, win the title at, every time. But it isn't a pay-per-view, remember that. She usually always wins on pay-per-views, never on the actual show. So I don't know. That was a decent match. That was solid. Like I said, Jinder Mahal wins the six-pack challenge, and they have this match was covered about half the show. It felt like a real quick show last night. You think it would lag if it was if it was pretty boring, but it actually went by pretty quick last night. This match covered about like a whole half an hour, and they had like 2 commercials with it in it. Like, it's just like enough with the commercials. I mean, it was just too many commercials. They need to cool down on the commercials. Primo and Epico, now being known as the Colognes, no longer the Shining Stars. Remember what I said last week? That would be good if they got rid of that name. They've dropped that name. They take on American Alpha. They defeat American Alpha. This is actually perfect right now for them. They're building them up, like I said, as heels. No more of that Shining Stars gimmick. This is exactly what they need. They're gonna build the tag team division up on SmackDown. So that's what they take out. One of the top teams, former SmackDown champs, American Alpha. That's perfect. Keep rolling with that. Give them. I'm telling you, they will be champions by the end of the year. They will have those SmackDown tag team titles. Completely different team. They're not the Shining Stars anymore. Whole different story there. Kevin Owens has an open challenge. He takes on, everybody's speculating it could be Shelton Benjamin. There's rumors swirling that Mike Bennett's coming to WWE. That could have been him. And then they come back from a commercial and it's just some jobber in the ring. I mean, the way the show was going, you almost expected it wasn't going to be a big surprise or anything. So, they just put a jobber in the ring, nothing special. Kevin Owens picks the win up in like 5 seconds or whatever. Then he sits at ringside for the main event, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, which was actually a pretty good match. I mean, there were a couple good matches last night. I mean, the wrestling itself wasn't bad. I just felt like the whole storytelling and all that stuff last night just was pretty bad, and it wasn't doing anything. And it just didn't seem like if you missed SmackDown last night, you don't really need to go back and watch it. You could just go back, look at the results, or maybe just skim through the show or whatever if you have it recorded or whatever. But it really wasn't one of those SmackDowns where you needed to watch. But The main event, AJ Styles picks up the win, and then it's a whole thing at the end. Kevin Owens gets into it. They start going and tearing each other apart and ever. You know, I mean, like, there's nothing. I don't really know what to say about SmackDown. I mean, it's just Jinder Mahal is the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. Like, what the fuck? Who books that shit? But you know, I heard a rumor that they're doing this because of all the outrage of that Jinder's on steroids and all that shit. Because, you know, I mean, it looks fucking scary as hell with all the veins and shit. So I don't know if that's true, if they're really just doing that because people, you know, are saying that and they're just trying to, you know, give them a push or whatever, or is like for some odd reason they just decided, oh, let's give Jinder Mahal a push. I mean, hey, look at that, you know, all the members of 3MB from like 3 years ago have all like kind of gotten somewhere. Drew McIntyre's back in WWE down in NXT. He's doing good. You know, Heath Slater won the SmackDown Tag Team Championships last year at Rhino. And then you got Jinder Mahal, #1 contender for the WWE Championship. I mean, it just doesn't seem right. And I mean, I honestly, like, I thought they were going to do it. I really didn't see Sami Zayn or Luke Harper winning. You know, you would think that's who's going to win that match. But they went with fucking, you know, Jinder Mahal. I actually thought it could have been Mojo Rawley. I mean, Eric Rowan, I didn't think it would be him. I mean, who else was in the match? Dolph Ziggler, you know, I actually thought it could have been him again. Remember last year they surprised us out of nowhere, giving Dolph Ziggler the title shot at SummerSlam. So, I mean, who the hell knows what they're going to do anymore. But they gave it to Jinder Mahal. And, I mean, he's getting good heel heat, too. Like, nobody likes the guy. Like, he's really, like, he's hated right now. Like, everybody was booing him out of the arena. So, I mean, I guess that's good. Then Randy Orton actually came out after the match. I forgot all about that. And then, you know, they did something. Then Bray Wyatt, once again, appeared on the Tron. And, yeah, nothing really there. But, Jinder Mahal, Randy Orton payback. You know, just something tells me this will fall apart or something. Jinder's gonna get hurt, or it's just like this has to be a joke. Like this they can't not be serious that they're gonna make this for the WWE Championship. And if it actually happens, I wouldn't be surprised if Jinder Mahal actually wins, because then this is gonna be laughing stock on SmackDown now if Jinder Mahal wins the WWE Championship. I mean, Jesus. But, I mean, that's it, guys, for SmackDown. I don't know. Let me know if you actually thought SmackDown was good last night. I thought it was a pretty rough show to watch. I mean, I understand, though. I mean, it'll be like this for the next few weeks. They'll eventually get back to being, you know, the SmackDown we've known for, like, the last 8 months or whatever. But let me know what you thought of the show. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you sometime soon or later this week or whatever.